नमस्कार सर।
दीप जी नमस्कार। हाउ आर यू?
बहुत बढ़िया सर।
बहुत अच्छी। फिर हम लोग एक साथ आ गए पहले ही। बहुत दिन बाद। लास्ट टाइम क्लासेस में वी हैड कम अर्ली।
हाँ, कल लास्ट टाइम मैं थोड़ा लेट हो गया था।
हाँ, लास्ट एक दो क्लास से
हाँ, मैं थोड़ा लेट हो गया।
तो जितेंद्र वगैरह बाजी मार रहा था। बट आज आप सबसे पहले आ गए वैसे।
हाँ सर, जल्दी से खाना खाया और आगे बैठ गया।
चलिए बहुत अच्छा। कैसे हैं आप?
बस सर।
गार्डनिंग चल रहा है सुनते हैं।
हाँ सर, शुरू किया है।
बहुत अच्छा। गुड आफ्टरनून टू यू ऑल. Jitender, Sudeep, Rupesh, and now my responsibility is to take you for the afternoon class, and I cannot hand over to anyone now. So this is my class, and we'll start with on almost on similar line, right?
Yeah.
There is a query regarding assignments. I'll try to find out what is happening actually. I was also puzzled. Morning I raised this issue and then I found I am also unaware what happened actually. So you also try to find out. We will find from headquarter. I will, if I come to know, I will let you know. Right?
सर, इसमें एक और मेरा इशू था, जैसे लाइफ मेंबरशिप मैंने भी लिया है, मेरी वाइफ ने भी लिया है।
बहुत अच्छा।
तो मेरा तो आ गया है, वाइफ का अभी तक कोई कंफर्मेशन कुछ है नहीं। मेरा जैसे है वो हैदराबाद लोकल चैप्टर में आई हैव बीन एडेड, व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में मेरे को ऐड कर दिया गया है।
अच्छा।
बट मेरी वाइफ का कोई व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप का भी कुछ आया नहीं है, उसका नंबर वगैरह कुछ भी आया नहीं है। नंबर तो खैर मेरा भी नहीं आया है।
तो आप हैदराबाद वाले व्हाट्सएप से ही फोन करके एक बार पूछ लो।
मैं किया,
व्हाट्सएप का एडमिन से।
मैं
इसमें
किया।
मेरा, हाँ, मेरा वाइफ को भी ऐड करो कर।
मैंने उनको है, उनके पास कोई कम्युनिकेशन एक्चुअली आया नहीं है, उनके वो ऐड
आया नहीं है तो हेडक्वार्टर से आ जाएगा।
राइट।
अगर आप डिटेल भेजोगे तो समटाइम हम अगर फोन करते हैं पूछेंगे तो उससे पूछ लेंगे।
बट यस सर, आई हैव आल्सो नॉट रिसीव्ड एनीथिंग। मतलब ये कंफर्मेशन हो गया कि लाइफ मेंबर हो गए।
हाँ।
बट
Okay.
कोई ग्रुप में और उसमें कुछ ऐसा कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं अभी तक रिसीव
नहीं,
किया।
आप कहाँ?
यही नोएडा और दिल्ली का ही उसमें था मेरा।
नोएडा का तो हम ही ऐड करेंगे।
अच्छा,
तो इस क्लास के बाद ऐड कर दूं?
हाँ कर दिए सर। नहीं, नोएडा व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में तो ही हूँ मैं। उसमें तो लाइफ मेंबर का अलग ग्रुप होगा ना, एक कुछ ऐसा क्या?
व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में आप हैं? एक तो 83 बैच वाले व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में है ना?
हाँ, इसमें है।
नोएडा ISTD चैप्टर का एक ग्रुप है, उसमें भी ऐड कर दूं। लास्ट टाइम मैंने सोचा था बट वो मिस हो गया।
हाँ ठीक है सर।
आई थिंक आपने रिमाइंड कराया। आई विल ऐड।
थैंक यू सर।
Rahul Roger, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
Sir, I'm well.
Now my responsibility to take you after lunch. So it is a little huge responsibility. But I mean, we are doing online classes, you know. So it is all the part of thing, and we will undertake take help of all electronic devices basically in this online class to make sure we remain very useful, fruitful, and purposeful. Right? So I will take help of PPT as usual. Like I think most of instructors since morning they did it. You can see this?
Yes sir.
Right. So this is my first slide. So we are having a paper 7. It is a third class and training, measurement and evaluation. And I myself, Wing Commander KK Verma, retired from Indian Air Force, and I am the author of book on unlearn before you learn. I am happy and pleased and privileged. I think some of the people have discussed about this unlearning because it is very important to adjust to the new environment. I personally feel and strongly feel. I mean, this book was written 15 years before. So I will be happy if any one of you have any kind of question or doubts about this, and if you let me know just by listening and learning, it might help you in so many ways. And that is what I think overall it has done. And today, even I'm here as a diploma in charge or secretary ISTD or contributing whatever in ISTD. It is all because I became an author and I wrote a book on unlearning. So once you write a book 400 pages, you become trainer per se. So I became trainer. Right? So many things, you all, whichever field you work, I personally, because unlearning is not for one field or one profession, it is for everyone. And similarly, the training which we are doing it at the moment, it is for everyone. And if today also I was seeing this simple booklet of ISTD, and it talks about the qualifications of joining this course is all about whether you are a professional degree holder, BTech, MBBS, ACA, AC, AI, CWA, MEd, and postgraduate or graduate in any field. So whichever field you are working, if you see, training and development is the necessity for the people. And as if I appreciate the other faculties also contributions and your discussions as well, training is the field which can be used as you grow in your life. Like as you grow in life, you with your wide experience and knowledge, training becomes a very integral part. So if any one of you would like think of retirement settlement, I think training could be very important aspect in some way or other. I mean, training could be of any kind, right? So remembering the course curriculum for paper 7, the like as usual, we covered the 2 class, and this is the 3rd class. And in this class, we intend to talk about various theories and models of training evaluation. As far as the course curriculum is concerned, it talks about the transfer of learning besides methods and approaches to undertaking systematic evaluation of learning intervention through development of evaluation strategy, planning of evaluation through surveys, observation, stakeholder feedback, etc. Data analysis for assessing training results and outcomes at multiple levels, and presentation of evaluation results. The course will, in addition, highlight the ROI methodology to determine the costs and benefits of training in monetary terms. I think today we will go ahead with this, explaining various theories and models of training evaluation. Right? In last class, at the end, I had shown the list of few theories and models of evaluation. If anybody remembers, could you tell one or two? Sudev? there are very famous theories and model of evaluation. And this model can be used for any kind of training evaluation, if you see.
So Kirkpatrick model.
Kirkpatrick, absolutely right. Kirkpatrick model of evaluation. Any other one? Meena is here.
Yes,
Remember?
last week I have not attended last session.
You
I-
did.
After half an hour due to
Okay.
network issue.
Okay, no problem. So we'll move on theories and model of evaluation, and then first we will touch upon the overview of the last classes. And overview of the last classes as far as the evaluation is concerned, training evaluation, we have come to know about the stakeholders of training. Can anybody name those 4 stakeholders of training? Shrutika Singh. 4 stakeholders of training.
Trainer.
First start from participants.
Participant.
You yourself. Second is a trainer.
Trainer.
Even what we are doing at the moment, if you remember, there could be the 4 stakeholders. Shrutika Singh, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead. The first one is
Participants or
participant.
trainer.
Second one is trainer.
Third one is the organization.
Third one is your organization, because you are spared to undertake this training. And fourth one is
Agency, training agency.
Training agency.
Training agency. So we all studied about these 4 different stakeholders of training, and we try to evaluate. So all these 4 need to be evaluated, whether how much benefits are there, what are the reactions, whether they are getting anything useful, whether the training process is fruitful or not. All these things we need to evaluate. And what are the 3 stages of evaluation? Anybody?
Pre-training, ongoing, and end-term evaluation.
Absolutely. It's simple. Pre-training means before training, what are the situation? Evaluation. So whether you as a trainer, you organize any training program, you must remember there are 3 stages of evaluation, and those 3 stages are pre-training, and then ongoing, and then end-term evaluation. Right? So this is what we studied in the last class. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And we learned one of the important things, evaluation design. Do you remember? And in evaluation design, we studied about the 4 different strategy. We call it strategy, or we call it design, evaluation design. And what were the 4 different designs? Anybody? Rupesh, yes, go ahead.
Designs.
Yes, evaluation design, and we call it strategies as well. 4 different design. Design of evaluation. Rupesh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell me the 4 different.
Design.
Sudeep, can you help him? Now you know each participant better.
Design, I don't remember. Sir.
Meena Karmakar.
No, sir.
It's written in the. Can you see the?
Longitude.
Can you see the presentation?
Yes, sir. Evaluation design and strategy is the last one.
I'm not able to explain actually. Longitudinal.
It's a last one. Anybody can name it. Meena, please name. There are 4 different designs.
Longitudinal ex post facto.
Longitudinal design. Just tell longitudinal design. Right?
Okay, right.
Second.
Ex post facto.
Ex post facto design.
Okay. Comparative and matched group design.
Third one is comparative design. We call it comparative survey design.
Okay. And matched group design.
Fourth one is a matched group design.
Group design.
If anybody can define the first one, I think the rest you can most probably from the word itself, you can define very easily. Can somebody define longitudinal design? If you remember. Anybody? Arnav? You have unmuted. Sudeep?
So measure the characteristics of the individual.
Measure the characteristics
of the individual.
You see, we are talking about the evaluation, training evaluation actually. So just focus on training. How the training will be evaluated.
Okay.
So this design, 4 different designs are all about, suppose when you want to conduct evaluation or validation of a training program. Right? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
In this,
yes,
we are studying about training, measurement and evaluation. The topic also name is simple, na? Training, measurement and evaluation. So we are basically studying about training evaluation, and in that we studied training evaluation design. So we come to know there are 4 different training evaluation design. One is the longitudinal design. So we have to explain this longitudinal design. What is this longitudinal design? Just try anything. Ultimately.
Sir, in this, there is no particular duration of training, I think so.
Yeah. Go ahead. Little more.
There is no time bound in this training.
Right. Tell further.
So this much I know about this. I didn't attend the last session, so.
No, it's absolutely fine. No problem. This anybody else? Longitudinal design. And please remember, we are just trying to find out the different training evaluation design. Right? Training evaluation design. And first one is a longitudinal design. What do you mean by longitudinal design?
It means, sir, only, in that last class, what you have, I recall that we have in longitudinal, we have to collect data, and on that, in due course of time, and we have to analyze that data. On that basis,
absolutely. Who is speaking?
Rupesh.
Rupesh.
Yes,
Rupesh. Absolutely fine. Data collected from
Yes.
same group
Yes,
over a
sir.
length of time before, during, and after training.
After training. Yes.
Simple. In longitudinal design, what we do, we collect data from the same group. Like
Yes.
suppose
Yes.
you are 83 batch, we conduct training suppose in 6 months duration. I'm just putting the live example. You must have seen I have sent the feedback form. Every time I try to send you the feedback form, I tell you also in chat box, go and tell you what is. I just follow longitudinal design. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
What I try to do, collect data from the same group over a length of time, like 6 months time, and find out basically feedback for before, during, and after
After training.
the training. You see feedback about before, during, and after the training. Before this, you must have seen stages of evaluation. There are only 3 stages of evaluation where we do 3 stages: pre-training, ongoing, and end-term evaluation. In
Yes.
longitudinal, we do the same thing. What we do? We take the data, pre-training, ongoing, and term
After
evaluation
training.
for the same group over the length of the time, so that we can come to know about what are the qualities of the training being conducted. Am I right? Now
Yes, sir.
you get about the longitudinal design strategy. Simple.
Yes, sir.
Anybody has a doubt?
No, sir. No, sir.
It's okay. Similarly, ex post facto. Ex post facto. It appears like it is after the training. This word itself, they have used this word. I'm not sure why they have used this word, but ex post facto, it's an evaluation design. In this, what we do, we
After the
take,
training.
yes, we take data after the training. Every time
Yes,
we
sir.
take data after the training, and then we try to evaluate the training process, how it is done, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
then we can involve all 4 stakeholders as we have studied before. We have studied about the stages of evaluation that you know, but design could be like ex post facto design as well. Now coming to comparative design like longitudinal, what we discussed is about the one group who have undergone training. In ex post facto also, we take feedback from the person or group who have undergone training. In comparative, what we do, we take feedback from the group or individuals who have undergone training as well as the people who have not undergone training. And we call it comparative design. And that also is done over a period of time. We can have a different group, but all these things for the training evaluation, you as a trainer, all of you are a senior trainer working already as a freelancer and in a different capacity. You can design such training evaluation program as well, right? So either you can design like longitudinal design, ex post facto design, or comparative design. In comparative design, you can take one group from the people who have undergone training, as well as you can take another group who have not undergone training, and then try to see what are the difference between these people and those people who have not undergone training. Because many a time you see it may happen, the people who have undergone training, they are at the less advantage or at disadvantage than those who have not undergone training. And as an unlearner, as an unlearned guru myself, I personally feel this aspect also becomes very important in any organization you try to evaluate. And accordingly, basically, you can think of whether the training content is good, training syllabus is good, or whether it is serving the purpose, it is giving the required ROI, what the organization needs, or it is benefiting the organization. You as a trainer must carry out evaluation design in all these aspects. And then the fourth one is matched group design. And matched group design is, anybody can define with the word, what is you understand? Matched group design. Rupesh?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
I mean, in that match group design,
Your mic is giving trouble.
data is collected for all the above.
Hello, Rupesh. Your internet is okay, or mine is bad?
No, sir, voice was cracking actually.
Was it
I
happening
had some
from
problem.
each side
Network
or
issue. Rupesh sir and
not known? Anybody else? You can explain this matched group design. Meena was online. Hello,
yes, sir, I'm online.
Meena. Matched group design. Please explain. You were telling something. मैडम देखो फिर गिर गया, फिर गया.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. It was disconnected.
I think internet
Yeah.
got disconnected.
Now it's okay, sir.
Now it is all right. I think I got disconnected. Nee? Now you are getting?
Yes, you got disconnected. And but yeah, we are able to see, sir. And you are
Now
just
you are
sharing the
able.
screen.
So we were talking about matched.
Yes, able to see the screen also, sir. PPT is there.
Now it is okay. So matched group design. So somebody was explaining this matched group design, evaluation design.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Match design data collected as from different groups. I mean, all the above category what mentioned and for different groups, and then it's studied.
Right. So in all three different designs, this is what I think, Rupesh, you are telling. So matched group. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Most of the time it appears it goes blank. So we, and plus my Zoom also goes missing in between. Now you are getting.
Yes, sir. We are able to see you in the presentation also.
Right. So matched group design is all about combination of all the above: longitudinal, ex post facto, comparative design. And matched group design is the combination of all three, in which data is collected in different forms. So all you as a trainer, you can design your own evaluation kind of programs, right? The way you feel it can be done. So a lot of tasks. So now whenever you undertake any training from the next time, I think you can use this evaluation design and design the training evaluation program. Training evaluation, right? And this evaluation is very important. And it important, basically it is, you see, in all these stages, starting from ADDIE model, which you have studied in the last semester as well. You see, it all starts from analyze, design, develop, and implement. At every level, you have to integrate this evaluation program per se. So this we have, we understand the importance of this. And now for this class, we go about 4 different theories and model of evaluation. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the presentation?
Yes, sir. Theories and model of evaluation.
Yes, sir.
Kirkpatrick's.
Very correct. Yes, name.
Kirkpatrick 4 level of evaluation of training and
Kirkpatrick.
training impact.
Kirkpatrick, second.
Kaufman's 5 level of evaluation of training impact.
Correct.
0 4 levels of evaluation of training impact, and Phillips 5 level ROI framework to evaluate training impact.
Can anybody say what are the significant point about these 4? You see, we are studying about 4 different theories for training evaluation. Kirkpatrick, Kaufman, Zero, Philip. From this presentation itself, can you make out one significant point in this?
So Phillips 5 model also telling the ROI framework also.
Correct. Philip talks about ROI framework of evaluation. Okay, that's a good significant point. What else? What else? Just see this slide and note the significant point, whichever come to your mind. Can you tell anybody? Should I tell? Out of these,
Yes,
out of these 4 theories, there are 2 theories having a 4 level of evaluation. Simple. Another 2 are having
5 levels.
5 levels of evaluation. It's simple.
Yes, sir.
You can remember these theories. Now we will go this
That's right.
one by one, and then you will find how it has moved from 4 to 5th one, right? We'll study this one by one. And first of all, we will study about the Kirkpatrick model, 4 level of evaluation of training program. Level 1, 2, 3, 4. Kirkpatrick model of evaluation. This is one of the most famous evaluation technique we use generally in most of the training program. I have seen whether in any organization, they either do evaluation in some form or other based on these. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Level 1 talks about reactions of trainees. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this reactions of trainees, we studied about the 3 different stages of training. This level 1 talks about reaction of trainees. So this is what pre-training, ongoing training, or post-training. Where will it come?
Pre-training.
Huh?
Sir, pre-training.
Ongoing training.
Ongoing training.
You see, reactions of trainees, generally we can find out from the ongoing training in level 1, where we can find the reactions of trainees, and we can find out what they thought and felt about the training. What were the resources about the training? How they felt comfortable. I mean, reactions of trainees, how comfortable they were with all admin facilities as well as their knowledge. You see? And whether the content also were good enough to give enough excitement to the trainees. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
So it's all about reaction of trainees. So whether the trainees was comfortable, whether it was suitable for them, whether it was relevant for them, whether how they responded to the whole process. So all those things, it becomes the level 1 model of evaluation. So when you want to evaluate, you have to see in level 1 reactions of trainees. So even suppose when we undertake suppose online classes, we must understand and try to find out how comfortable the people could be in a different position, different situations, at different places, how their devices will respond, how their internet and communication will respond, whether they are comfortable with attending the program. So all those things will come, reactions of trainees. So in this level 1, we try to find out these. Okay. And level 2 is about learning. When we talk about learning, can you explain? You all are trainers. What are the different aspects of learning? How can we evaluate whether learning has taken place in a right way? Sudeep?
So whether the facts, the figures, the skills that have been imparted, have that been imbibed by the participant? So whether it enhances their knowledge or capability or skill, whether they are able to do their present job in a better way.
How will you evaluate learning?
The most common way is examination or test.
Right. So you mean to say all these kind of tests also you have to formulate and then find out what kind of learning have taken place. And learning mainly you want to say it learning of knowledge, information, information, knowledge and skill. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Information, knowledge and skill, whether that have taken place. Right?
Yes, sir.
So in learning, we try to find out those things. So you are very right to say either we can do it through examination. We can conduct some test. Test could be either different type. You remember?
Yes,
Either
sir.
it could be online test, offline test, objective test, subjective test. It could be essay writing and all those things. But mainly in level 2, we try to find out the learning for the any training program, whether learning has taken place. Because this is very important. In most of the cases, we find we conduct a training program, but the right learning, because this right learning also varies. In few of the slides, I have uh, given little detail about what kind of learning is needed basically in the present circumstances. So you see, that also is not very easy to understand. And when learning of suppose information, knowledge, and skills come into picture, whether you work for the organization or you work for individual, you think for individual, or you think for the outcome, overall outcome of any training process, that remains little tricky. Whether they are getting right kind of information, they are able to get good knowledge, and they are able to get the right skills for which the training program has been conducted. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So that is level 2. And level 3 is behavior change. Right? You conduct any training program. You conduct any training program unless there is a behavior change takes place. You will find individuals are not able to use their learned skills. They are not able to use their knowledge. They are not able to use their capability. And people, this behavior change, what I understand, people may call it in a different segments, talk in a different perspective. Few may call it like emotional intelligence and so many things. And to overcome the depression or overcome the frustrations or get motivation and all those things. So this behavior change for any training program is very, very important. Are you with me? So in morning class also, I think madam was talking about some change. You remember? How to achieve changes. You remember? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sudeep,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you remember?
Yeah.
And she mentioned about the Kubler-Ross change.
Change.
You remember this?
Yes, sir.
Kubler-Ross change.
Change.
And in Kubler-Ross change, I don't have a blackboard or pen or pencil. Otherwise, I could have shown you that graph. But I visualize, because you all attended that class, you must be able to visualize that change. And there, from the change, the lower graph, if you see, it all started from shock, then denial, then moved to frustration,
Frustration.
and then it came to depression.
Depression.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Have you seen? And
Yeah.
then
Yes, sir.
it
Yes,
comes
sir.
to
Experiment.
Yes, sir.
and then it comes to experiment. Huh? Meena?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then decision.
And then decision, and then
Integration.
integration. You see, earlier, I mean, I myself was not very fussy about these behavior change. But as I grew in the training field and moved people from a simple common person to the one of the excellence in the world, I find unless until individual is ready to change their behavior and personality, you see, those changes don't come to you easily in you. So that behavior change in level 3 of the training program or Kirkpatrick model, what they have given, is very, very important aspect. The behavior change must take place. Suppose you all are undergoing this ISTD course. You attend this online class, you attend the semester, you give exams, pass exam and get a degree. Unless until you generate a capacity, you make a behavior change and you change your attitude to appreciate and understand, it will be very difficult to make use of the knowledge and skills in a right fashion. And especially when the changes are taking place all around us. Changes are taking place all around us. So mainly what happened when the changes takes place all around us and we want to get trained, enhance our knowledge and skills. If we don't change our behavior, because with these changes it confronts, and what I say, this all shock, denial, frustration and depression, all these come up very easily because of the change, unless until you make a change of behavior and attitude. So that is very important. And then you try to start experimenting. Generally, most of the people are not able to experiment things. Then comes the decision making. Most of the people are not able to take a good decisions. They don't think of a decision at all. They don't think they are supposed to take a better decisions and they are supposed to work on a decision making process. And then it creates a hell lot of problem. And that problem basically is the part of this behavior and attitude change. So in any training program you undertake, you must focus on whether these behavior change is taking place suitably or as per the requirement or not. Because then only you will be able to use your knowledge and skills in a better way. Right?
Right, sir.
And then in level 4 comes about results. And result is all about effect on business and environment. So in results, when we try to find out the feedback, it cannot be very easily found out. Suppose today you have undergone training or you undergo training for around 3-4 months, 5 months. What are the results? Whether it has contributed to make you more efficient, whether it has contributed you to become more productive, and it helps you to do your organization more business, and how it affects the business and environment as well. So these are the 4 level of Kirkpatrick model of evaluation. It starts from, can we repeat again? It starts
Reaction of trainees, reaction of trainees, learning, behavior,
behavior,
and result.
yes,
Results. Sir,
results.
one more question here. Shall we say result means how effective is the transfer of learning?
Naturally, yes.
That is the same thing, no? I mean, how effective the transfer of learning?
That is the same thing. In
Yes.
results, we try to find out, you see, how effective the training have taken place or learning have taken place. You see, any training program you plan, I mean, you are as a trainer, you are undergoing this course. You must remember, even in the assignment question or in the exam question, it is always asked like, how will you evaluate? How will you make a training program? And some problems are basically listed. There are some problem like this. So suppose problems are like there are reduction in sales, or motivation in working, or operational output is reducing. So when you plan a training program for these kind of issues or problems organization face. So you make a training program, sir. This is the kind of training will be conducted. This will be the content. This will be the subject covered and all those things. And ultimately, suppose you conducted training, implement the training program, and then ultimately you have to see whether that has given you the desired result, whether the business has improved or environment has improved, whether the productivity has improved. So those things becomes very important. So then that comes in the result. So in result, you find out whether the suitability of your training program for the organization was right or not right. Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So any training program you conduct, you must make sure that gives you the suitable results.
Right, sir.
But generally, suppose this results also could be like training program is conducted, 1 week training program. After suppose 3 months, you try to find out, you get some evaluation sheet or something, how the improvements have taken place. So make a evaluation chart or questionnaires, and find out how the performance have improved or something like 3 months or 6 months or in 1 year, because improvement cannot be calculated in a day or in 2 days, because change is not very easy to take place. Either we talk about the learning or behavior, that is not very easy to calculate immediately. Okay. Any question on this Kirkpatrick model of evaluation? Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
So reaction, learning, behavior, and result. 4 level of evaluation model. And these are the explanations. Right? Can anybody say in this 4 level any important point which we are missing? You know, in this 4 level, what we studied, Kaufman felt one societal outcomes was missing. Whether the impact of your training program on society has taken place, or whether it has impacted. So that's how the Kaufman gave 5 level of evaluation. 1 level has increased. What are the 1 level?
Enable the reaction.
Societal outcomes.
Societal outcomes.
This 1 extra level was the last one, level 5, societal outcomes. Ultimately, the societal outcomes was missing. But ultimately, if you see the 4 level, they have talked about almost similar thing. Am I right?
Yeah.
So they level 1, it talks about
Reactions.
enabling and reactions. In the last also we learned about reactions. So reaction was basically starting from in a different mode. They have talked about quality of resources, acceptability, and efficiency. So quality of resources, what are the resources available to undertake the training program and all those? What are the acceptability? What are the reactions of the trainees? And how the trainees have received the training program? Am I right?
Yes.
Huh? So it is all about reactions actually, level 1. Level 2, we talk about it is acquisition.
Acquisition,
And
yeah.
in earlier, what are the points?
Learning.
Learning and acquisition are almost similar kind, where we try to find out information, knowledge and skills. Same thing, whether acquisition of knowledge have taken place.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Acquisition of knowledge have taken place. And when we talk about the knowledge have taken place, whether it is individual knowledge or group knowledge, whether it is an individual mastery or group mastery. So in evaluation also we must note this, because if you see, every individual may not have the same capacity to acquire knowledge. So learning cannot take place same in every individual. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Somebody has switched on. Who is there? Rupesh? सुदीप, आपके पीछे तो कोई नहीं बोल रहा है, नहीं आपकी वजह से शांति रहती। रुपेश
जी का था, अभी कर दिया।
ना स्विच ऑफ कर लिया सर मैंने, सॉरी।
कर लिया? नहीं, आप ऑफ कर दो अगर जब बात कर रहे हो, कुछ और चल रहा हो।
नहीं सर, संडेज को होता है ना, फैमिली मेंबर्स भी होते हैं बैकग्राउंड।
एक्चुअली नहीं राइट है, मैं बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, बैकग्राउंड दूसरे कमरे से वो नॉइज कंटिन्यूअसली आ रही है।
हाँ, टीवी वगैरह से आता है, पड़ोसी से आता है, इधर से। कोई नहीं। तो जब आप बात नहीं कर रहे हो तो ऑफ कर सकते हैं। So coming to acquisition, it is clear it could be like individual mastery or group mastery. So what I was telling, this individual mastery, individual learning capacity, learning acquisition, basically varies from the person to person. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And same thing goes with the group also. You will find a group could be more productive, more efficient, and having a more zeal to learning. Right?
So correct.
That varies from person to person or group to group. So whether we have to see whether individual or group have been able to achieve the mastery or competency, knowledge or a skill, and how much. Because you see, knowledge has no limitation. It can go from one level to the maximum to the excellence level where we talk about. And as we all know, I mean, nobody can acquire the knowledge in a just instant. Actually, it's a very long process. You have to keep doing, keep acquiring knowledge day after day after day, and then you are able to do the mastery on it. And that's how most of the places you will find we talk about practice, different sessions, experience, experiment, and all those things, right? So level 2, we talk about acquisition in Kaufman 5 level of evaluation also. And level 3 is the application. And application is basically, up to some extent, in last Kirkpatrick, what we had the
Behavior.
word? Yes? Behavior change, correct. And here we talk about application. Kaufman talks about application. And it is almost the same, how the individual are able to change their behavior so that they are able to be more fruitful to either individual working as an organization or in a group. So that behavior change basically help you to be more productive. So we have to see the, basically the application, whether the individual has been able to acquire the knowledge which is good for individual or group and maybe fruitful for individual, right?
Yes, sir.
Application. And that application is nothing but talking about the same behavior and attitude. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And level 4 is the organizational output.
The results.
So results. So almost if you see, you don't need to put too much pressure. From there, reactions, learning, behavior, and results. Here we talk about enabling and reactions, acquisition, application, and organizational output. And one extra point we add about level 5, societal outcome. Because ultimately you as a trainer, I mean, when you are imparting training, you must be very careful. When you train some individual, that individual should not become a nuisance in the society by acquiring your knowledge. And nobody can understand this better than me as an unlearned guru itself, because I have brought revolutionary change in the people, whomever I have talked about unlearning. Because unlearning brings a revolutionary change. People, I mean, people go just berserk actually, and they achieve something extraordinary. But then I have to integrate and make sure the societal outcomes, societal responsiveness, societal consequences and payoff all are taken care. And you as a trainer also, I would like to say it is very important for you to make sure from the training which you give to the people, the society should not be embarrassed, humiliated, disturbed. Are you getting?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So how can anybody say how 1 or 2 points, because you all are trainer in a different capacity? I would like to know your viewpoint. This societal responsiveness and consequences and payoff. Can you give some points? How can we ensure and do it? Achieve? How can we ensure and achieve this objective? Sudeep?
So that the training programs that must contain something, the values that we imbibe in the trainers, in the participants.
Very good, very good. Values. You are absolutely correct. So we can think of how the good values are imparted.
Values are
Something like this?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you think the good values are imparted? Any just 1 or 2 points? How can you make sure?
For example, when we are talking about say communication.
Okay.
Now communication is a two-way, double-edged sword. It cuts from both ends. Now, if it is used in a positive way, we can create positive atmosphere in the not only in the organization but in the society as well.
Okay.
But at the same time, it could be it could have a disastrous consequences if it is not handled in a proper way. So what we have to do when we are training somebody, maybe in communication skill, how to use this communication to spread positivity, that should be the approach, not just the process of communication. So values should be inbuilt along with the training program. So what is our purpose? That should be very clear in our mind, and that is how we should build the whole training program. That's how I feel.
Right. I think this value is very important, but it is very confused one. I think Meena has switched on her.
Sir,
Will
I
you
have
like?
an experience, so just
Yeah. Will
want
you
to
like
share
to
with you
add?
all.
Hmm.
We have have some managers roadmap, sales manager roadmap. So in second level of session, because we into the sales, insurance sales. So yes, we have a female category also in this. So
Okay.
male and females, we hire both the category people, both gender. And I feel in one of my session, one of the candidates says it's very easy to for a female to do in sales and males के लिए थोड़ा difficult है because nobody listen actually and nobody understand us even. But जब कोई female बात करती है तो शायद उसको वो अच्छे से सुनते हैं. The reaction was like कि जैसे वो फीमेल जो वहां बैठी हैं 2-3 इंडक्शन में उनकी तरफ पॉइंट आउट करके वो बोलना चाहता है कि yes you are female, that's why you are performing, I am a male, that's why I'm not able to perform. तो जेंडर बायस्ड हो गया वहां पर थोड़ा सा.
Naturally.
So I shared my experience with me कि when I was into sales, so yes the same problem I have faced in front of my manager. Another manager was saying कि नहीं मैडम तो फीमेल हैं बट मैं इसलिए नहीं कर पाता क्योंकि मेरे को कोई सुनता नहीं है शायद. तो वो आंसर वाज स्टिल आई रिमेंबर इन माय माइंड, आई ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट. द सेम आई शेयर्ड विद देम आल्सो. देन द मैनेजर आस्क्ड मी, मैम अगर आपको कोई सुबह 6-7 बजे बुलाएगा तो आप जा पाओगे? आई सेड नो सर, सुबह तो मुझे बहुत सारी मतलब बच्चों का लंच पैक करना, स्कूल भेजना, बहुत कुछ होता है. तो मैं तो 12-12:30 बजे से पहले फ्री नहीं हो पाती सर. कोई भी कॉल होगा तो आई कैन गो ओनली दैट आफ्टर दैट. तो देन ही सेज अच्छा अगर आपको कोई 7 बजे के बाद अगर कोई बुलाए 8 बजे 9 बजे तो आर यू एबल टू गो? आई सेड नो सर, मैं तो नहीं जा पाऊंगी. तो बोले आप किसी अननोन को इजीली मिलने चले जाओगे? आई सेड नो सर, आई नीड टू चेक कि किस तरह का पर्सन है, इतनी आसानी से तो नहीं जाऊंगी. दैट द डिफरेंस ही शेयर्ड. सी वो आपके पास टोटल काम करने के पूरे फुल आवर्स है. यू कैन वर्क लाइक from morning 6 to late night hours also, 10 o'clock, more than 12 hours you have. She has limited period. As a female, she has so many responsibilities.
Very correct. Narrow.
Have you ever think of कि she has so many of responsibilities? So please think on this कि narrow mind नहीं रहना. Everybody is the same pace. हर कोई अपना काम कर रहा है. Don't be a gender biased. ऐसा नहीं है. वो अपने टाइम पीरियड में जितना भी काम कर पाती हैं वो अपने टाइम में करती हैं. अब आपके पास और ज्यादा टाइम है, यू कैन बी एक्चुअली मोर प्रोडक्टिव इवन. सो वो जो जेंडर बायस्ड वाला फील है, देयर इज सम, आई जस्ट ब्रेक डाउन ओवर देयर एंड सेज कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं होता. तो दिस इज द रिस्पांसिबिलिटी ऑफ आवर्स कि हम अपनी फीमेल के साथ जिनके साथ हम काम कर रहे हैं तो अपने कलीग्स की जो फीमेल्स हैं उनको वो रिस्पेक्ट दे, इंस्टेड ऑफ ऐसा ना सोचे कि वो फीमेल है तो इसलिए सब कोई सुन रहा है उनको. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
हाँ, सबका एडवांटेज डिसएडवांटेज अलग अलग.
हाँ, अलग उनका भी एडवांटेज डिसएडवांटेज है. तो आपके लिए भी कुछ पॉसिबिलिटी है जो उनके लिए नहीं है. तो सबका काम करने का तरीका अलग है. तो दैट जेंडर बायसनेस हैज नॉट टू बी देयर. मतलब उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू पे आप नहीं बात कर सकते किसी से. दैट जेंडर इक्वालिटी, आई नेवर से इज इक्वालिटी. वी आर इक्वल्स. Why we ask for the equality, I don't know. Females are actually do more than anyone. So, but still, I feel कि yes, it's a responsibility of both the gender. हाँ, still we are talking. Even कि सर जब मैं मेट्रो में भी जाती हूँ ना तो कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि आप फीमेल वाले कोच में क्यों नहीं चले गए. Then I tell them it's not a female, it's a where I am standing over, it's not a male coach, it's a general coach where I am traveling. It's my preference. I want to travel in a general coach and a female coach first. I want to sit on a female seat or not, it's my right. If somebody is sitting, I don't say कि मैं भी काम करके आ रही हूँ, आप भी काम करके आ रहे हो, आप भी tired हो, मैं भी tired हूँ. तो I never say कि सर आप उठ जाओ, ये तो ladies seat है. I never ask. If somebody has respect, feel कि वो उठ के खुद से मुझे ऑफर कर रहा है तो then I'm okay. Still I say कि नहीं आप बैठो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, I'm okay. So that जेंडर जो इक्वालिटी है ना, जो सोसाइटी में सर जो डिफरेंसेस है उसको कम करने की कोशिश मैं हमेशा से करती हूँ. वो किसी भी सेशंस में, क्योंकि हम सेल्स में हैं और वो भी इस तरह की सेल्स में है जहाँ पर ये बहुत ज्यादा चीजें सुनने में आती हैं, इसलिए मैं हमेशा से वहाँ पर कुछ ना कुछ अपने पार्टिसिपेंट्स को लर्निंग देती हूँ.
Yeah. You had been in sales and now moving into training. I think you understand this societal responsibility actually. Correct. Very rightly pointed out. I mean, this we create a value system, even in men or even in women.
Women with women, right?
Should, very rightly. Rupesh?
Yes, sir.
Value. Can you add, give some thinking on values? how can we
Values.
educate values, right values to be societal responsiveness?
Value in corporate world, we actually there are four things are TMFS: time, money, focus, and space. There are four words:
Hmm.
time, money, focus, and space.
Okay.
So if we put more time on these area,
Hmm.
then that decides our values.
Decide on values.
Social values, matlab on which we are making providing more time, more money, more focus, and also providing more space to that activity or whatever. So that decide our values. So in societal
Space
responsibility,
and time is different.
yes sir, space means how much space we are providing that activity. Like if we study, then how books are kept, and how, I mean, study space is provided to us. So these four areas, if we focus now, then we decide our values in corporate world.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in the same way, societal responsiveness means after learning how we all train and learn only to change the behavior of our of the individual.
Uh-huh.
So how to after that learning, how we respond to
Correct.
others, that is more important, and that is the ultimate goal of our training and learning and whatever for which we are here. Exactly.
You are right.
So
Sir,
Yes.
yes,
sorry.
yes.
No, please go ahead. Sorry, sir.
You
So in
finished?
my opinion, yes sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
So in my opinion, these four areas, if we focus our correct attitude, correct timing, correct I mean you can say thoughts, so
Narratives.
we I mean definitely going ahead in a right direction, and definitely our responsiveness towards society will be more valuable.
Correct.
Um,
Yes,
That's all
Sonakshi.
from my side. Yes, Sonakshi.
what I have noticed is like whenever we also have any connects or meetings, for the societal outcomes, I guess it's very important that we do not mix our personal judgments or bias. Rather, we keep all our thoughts in a more optimistic or a neutral approach because जैसे मीना मैम एंड सर ने भी शेयर किया, समटाइम्स अगर हम अपनी पर्सनल ओपिनियन से जजमेंट्स को बहुत फॉरवर्ड रख देते हैं तो वी आर sharing a negative outcome and representing thoughts in a wrong manner. So maybe we are sharing a wrong outlook with the people that we are sharing our knowledge with. So I guess बहुत important है कि हम थोड़ा neutral thought process रखें या more optimistic रखें rather than sharing our personal judgments with anybody while training them.
Right. Okay. Yes, that is also a good viewpoint to achieve, I think, societal responsiveness.
Actually sir, that this value actually बहुत ज्यादा ब्रॉड सेंस में लोगों को मतलब क्लैरिटी नहीं मिल पाती है एज अ लेमैन.
क्लैरिटी नहीं मिल पाती है, यू नो.
हाँ.
क्लैरिटी आप सही बोल रहे हो, क्लैरिटी नहीं मिल पाती है बिकॉज हाँ प्लीज.
So somebody has defined in 4 areas. So I learned from him कि वो 4 एरिया अगर आप सबसे मैक्सिमम टाइम उन 4 एरियाज में दे रहे हैं, टाइम दे रहे हैं उसी चीज में, आप उसी चीज में फोकस आपका वही है, आपका स्पेस उसी में, आप उसमें पैसे भी लगा रहे हैं, तो आप कहीं न कहीं अपनी वैल्यू को उसी में डिफाइन कर रहे हैं. लाइक सपोज अगर अगर मैं अच्छा कोई काम कर रहा हूँ, लाइक मैं हेल्प करना चाहता हूँ किसी को, तो हेल्प करने के लिए मैं कितना टाइम दे रहा हूँ, कितना पैसा खर्चा कर रहा हूँ, कितना.
आप तो जो बोल रहे हो TMFS, ये सही
Yes,
बोल
sir.
रहे हो. मेन प्रॉब्लम होता है, आई थिंक व्हाट आई अंडरस्टैंड, टू डिफाइन अ वैल्यू इन ए चेंजिंग पर्सपेक्टिव, because
Right,
you see things are changing so fast. I
Yes,
think if you see, and we all have passed through pandemic now, we have seen how 2020 has passed. Now 2021 also, the second wave is almost bulldozing us, and we don't know. So a lot of information or fake information, misguided information, and even values, they keep floating.
Right, sir.
And all the digital resources, basically, they are used to float a lot of misinformation. The problem and challenges comes, how will you understand the right value and right information? So there we have to have a significant challenge, and that we basically struggle almost on daily basis. And we have to do the mastery over there. Thank you for, I think, participating in this discussion. Shall we move further? Hello? Anybody like to say something, or shall we move? The fourth.
Sir, this is one important area where I really agreed with you. I actually agreed with you. Yes, in current scenario, na, so many negative news are coming. So we as a trainer started, I to always started doing in my sessions with the positive notes, ki be positive. How you can refrain these negative news and you can still motivate in this pandemic era, and the situation is not very good, but still, yes, something is there which you can think on and just cross. We definitely cross this time also, as we have already crossed 2020. So this is our responsibility as a citizen also, to not to share any negative thoughts or any negative things to the society. Be as a active, positive, and motivation needs to be spread over.
Correct. Especially if we can stop the fake information. I mean,
correct. Without analyzing the news, we are just sharing with others.
Most of the time, that is what I think we do blunder.
Yes, blindly forward the same, I mean, news or
Blindly
anything.
forward, and even trainer side, I'm very pained to see when the people keep training or giving a training basically on outdated information, outdated knowledge, and outdated wisdom. So there I feel pain, and I always tell all the trainer, so you must be updated, you must be current, and especially when we talk about the societal outcomes, responsiveness, the value system also changes fast. It cannot be stagnant. I mean, like 20 years back, our value system might be a little different. Today, the value systems are different, and we must adopt to those changes to accept and then communicate, right? I think we'll move next before we discuss. The third evaluation technique is, what is this? Zero mode level of evaluation, right? And zero is very simple. Zero is a short form of 4 level, and 4 level is what?
Context evaluation.
Sudeep, read it.
Context evaluation to bridge the gap.
C for context.
I for input.
I for input.
R for reaction. O for outcome.
O for outcome. So outcome and reaction, though, up to some extent we have seen. We have not analyzed too much on input, but I feel last Kaufman 5 level, we talked about resources, input resources, and that was basically the 1 point. And then in this 1 point is written context evaluation. And context evaluation is very important basically, because any training program, you remember, we conduct to fill the gap either of knowledge, either of behavior or attitude or values, skills. Very correct. So we have to see whether the training program is able to bridge that gap. And this unique approach was developed by Ware, Bird, and Rachman. So you should remember for your exam point of view these points. And this was simple. I think we have moved to right. This unique approach was developed by Ware, Bird, and Rachman. 4-level: context, input, reaction, and outcome. So I think you are able to understand this 4 level of evaluation, and this also you can use in few of your training evaluation program, right? And ultimately, you see, for any training program, below it is written primary, intermediate, and ultimate objective for new knowledge, skills, and attitude. You as a trainer, you must have a broad perspective. Broad perspective in the sense, when you are training people, it could be some of them may be at a primary level, some may be at intermediate level, but few may try to achieve ultimate objective. So you as a trainer must generate capacity, what I understand, so that you can help people. Ultimately, in a training, what are you doing as a trainer? You are helping people to achieve something, get trained and achieve something. And that is what I think, and that you will be able to do only when you yourself develop that capacity. I personally feel pain when a lot of people, they don't get trained themselves at a very ultimate level or intermediate level or senior level, and they impart training. So their training is not able to achieve that success what we expect out of it, right? And then we move to the last one, theories and models of evaluation, and that is the Phillips 5 level of evaluation. And Phillips 5 level of evaluation is, again, this is the 5th one. This is the 4th theories and evaluation, and the 5th level is
return on investment,
return on investment,
monetary value.
ROI.
It is very much important for any company organization.
Very
Yes, whatever
important. And rest 4 levels are the same: reaction, learning, job application, and business results. So now I think with this class, you remember there are 4 different theories, and 4 different theories, there are 4 different levels, 5 different levels. 2 have 4 different levels, 2 have 5 different levels, and the Phillips one is the
ROI.
In the other 5th one was the societal outcome. And in this, it is a word ROI. Now, ROI is a very complicated. I will not explain other 4 because I understand you have already got it. So I will explain ROI and then we'll move further. ROI is, it measures monetary value of the results and program cost. So ROI calculation for you as a trainer is very important, and this talks about the measure the monetary value of the training program as well as the results, right? Few of the points in this ROI I will explain subsequently. So you just follow the process. Collect data for evaluation, isolate the effects of training, convert data to monetary value, calculate ROI, and then last, identify tangible, intangible benefits. So whatever the cost is involved in your whole training program, you start collecting data, isolate the effects of training, convert data to monetary value, and calculate ROI. We'll see how it can be done. So that is again shown in a block diagram. Collect data for evaluation. If you see, can you see?
Yes.
Collect data for evaluation. This is the same. And then isolate the effects of training, convert data to monetary value, and then calculate ROI. When you collect data for evaluation, you must see evaluation instruments, what are there, evaluation timings, evaluation purpose, and evaluation level. In different perspective, you try to collect data for evaluation. What are the costs involved? And then ultimately you will be able to calculate the ROI. Tabulate program cost and identify intangible benefits, because intangible benefits you as a trainer have to find out. So that is your responsibility. That depends upon your experience, right? And when we talk about the calculation of ROI, is in your book also it is written, and same I have copied here. It starts from cost benefit ratio, CBR. CBR is equal to program benefits divided by program costs. So program benefits, you calculate all the benefits, and then program cost, you calculate all the cost involved in the program, and then we are able to find out cost benefit ratio, CBR. And ultimately ROI we will be able to collect by using this formula, net program benefits by program cost into 100, and this comes in the percentage. Now you can ask, what is this net program benefits? Net program benefits is, what is the net program benefits?
Tangible plus intangible benefits.
No. Tangible plus intangible benefits, all kind of benefits, program benefits, minus program cost.
Minus program, yes.
What is net program benefits? All kind of benefits, tangible or intangible, minus program cost. That is the net program benefits. Getting?
Yeah.
Divided by program cost into 100. And that gives you ROI in percentage. So in case if some mathematics also comes, you should be able to solve. Otherwise you should be in a position to explain this. And when you talk about the program benefits or program cost, you should be able to calculate those costs and find out what are the benefits. Think of, as a trainer, you think of whether how many knowledge you have increased, how many skills you have increased, and what are the benefits. How can you use those is knowledge and skills which you have used in your activities or work. So all those things you can calculate and calculate ROI, right? So this is a beautiful way of just depicting it for your better clarification. Kirkpatrick model and Philip model of evaluation, they can be combined, and if you see, they can be combined and see, you can, it gives you the snapshot, right? So it all starts from reactions, which we converted to satisfaction, it has written, and then learning, and then behavior,
outcome,
and then results, and then ROI, right? So starting from first reaction, learning, behavior, results, and ROI. So that is what is written here also. So it is the same. And this is the thing you can, and you will find there are a lot of write up on this. I hope you are reading this two booklet which is given to you. There also you will find, otherwise on Google also you will find a lot of material, and you can enhance your knowledge as far as the training, measurement and evaluation is concerned. Just to talk about few of the points, I found it is very significant, especially measuring participants' learning, measurement of knowledge, measurement of competencies, a skill, measurement of change in attitude or values. What we have overall discussed, measurement part, I thought it is important to discuss this also to understand. And when we talk about the measurement of knowledge, most of you must be knowing also, but you can always connect how ROI can be calculated. So ultimately, it starts from measurement of knowledge and level of knowledge, information, dynamic knowledge, and then tools and instrument. What are the measurement of knowledge for the tools and instrument? Either we asked about the examination thing, true, false statement, short answer items. So we all multiple choice questions or objective testing, matching items, writing. Okay. I mean, these are the kind of measurement of knowledge can come. And one important aspect is dynamic knowledge. So what I said sometime middle of the this session is, it is very important to avoid the fake information and try to acquire the right information and relevant information which are useful for the future. And that is where we have to be very cautious and important, alert. Measurement of competencies and skills, knowledge of skills or performing task. Either knowledge of skills, either you can test, or second, either when the person is performing the task, that time you can measure the competencies and skills. How can you measure the competencies and skill? When the guy is performing the task. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So suppose salesperson is there, as Meena said. So as a salesperson, when you go back and perform, so it all depends upon how much you are able to generate the business and able to create revenue for the organization or self. That is the way. How you behave with the other group members, whether after undergoing these training, you are more cordial to your group members, you are more efficient or knowledgeable enough to deal with your people around. So all those things come as a measurement for competency and skill, but that can be measured. Yes, Meena.
Sir, company measured us on these levels only. How the person we are training, the salespersons, we are training them to how their skills are enhancing or not, their knowledge is enhancing or not, how we are supporting them in their first 6 months journey.
Correct.
So first 6 month journey is not only the part of sales team, sales leadership, we also handhold them so
Right.
that the journey can get better and easy.
Very correct. Okay. So now the last one comes, measurement of changes in attitude and values, as we have also discussed. And this is very important. So as a trainer, you must see, and the points what I have mentioned here, we all must repeat once at least. Faith in capabilities of colleagues. So as Dr. Babulal was also telling, you must know your colleagues well, so that you can use their strength as well as making your strength. Respect for other point of view and idea. accepting negative feedback from colleagues, offering feedback to others as in a constructive way, willingness to share information and expertise freely, supporting other team members in their efforts, free and frank communication. So all these are becoming very important for measurement of changes in attitude and value. And in this, we should try to tabulate and then find out how can it be done better. Right?
Yes, sir.
Got it? So we'll discuss this measuring participants' learning, I think in next class as well, and then move forward. But one thing is very important. Finally, I would like to say theories and model of training evaluation and validation could be useful for all kind of training program. And this can be used for all kind of training program, whether you conduct or you plan and create. So it is very important. So in this, like when I'm conducting this, you must have seen in the chat box I sent last time this the feedback form. May I request all of you, have you received the feedback form?
Yes, sir, I have filled it up.
Please fill it up and send either to my email or send through WhatsApp, just the picture, right?
Sure, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
was trying to create a Google form also for the feedback, and I have sent it to your email ID. So you try to fill up there also. If it comes,
Okay.
I'll see how it can be tabulated. And I think attendance for all class, I sent the attendance. So accordingly, I will send the list name, right? In case if you have, if you feel your registration number is not there, you can always send me, right? This is all about the today's class. Thank you very much.
Sir,
Sir, one thing I
Any
want to share.
question? Yeah, please.
Sir, one thing I want to share. I checked the website. Assignments are
Assignment.
open, but date was mentioned 1st April to 5th April. I don't know what is the end date and how can it.
I think there is some problem. So we will
Yeah.
try to find out. I will also find out.
I got worried.
I was also very much worried.
It is already over.
Yeah, that's what.
Very narrow window you got. 1 to.
Then I thought, try to open it. I am able to view responses when I'm just clicking on it. Yes, it is opening and we can write over there. So it means window is not get closed. And I thought,
No, but here it is written. No, once we open that page, there is a message at the top. The submission date has been passed. You are not now. You are not allowed to submit the response sheet.
So please sort it out. I think we'll discuss in detail in the next class also about this. But in between also, if somebody come to know, please share in the group so that we all are able to submit the assignments. And after submitting the assignments, you are required to submit the examination fees also. So please submit the assignment examination fees as well. And after that, prepare for examination sometime in June or July if it gets delayed or something. So thank you very much. Any question?
That's it.
And yeah, Sonakshi?
No, sir, not.
Okay. Thank you very much to Shrutika, Rupesh, Jitender. Jitender today was silent. Arnav Sen Gupta. So nice of you being present here. And hope to see you at 4 o'clock, right?
Yes, sir.
And
Sure, sir.
then
Thank you.
we'll take the last session with Seema ji. Okay. So please come over that time. And if there is no question, then have a tea break.
sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye bye.